As I see it in this fabled year of 2020, which is filled with great events, there have been several that top the chart for me. I'm just going to run through them real quick. You had NASA releasing UFO footage. You had Carole Baskin taking over Joe Exotic Zoo. You had the all-encompassing COVID-19 epidemic. But to me, one event truly tops them all, and that is the return of legendary wiffle ball team, the Super Savvy Psychos, to the wiffle world, or Savvy as they have rebranded to now. And to talk about their glorious return, we have today Mr. Troup Brinson, Smooch, David Road Toast, and Robbie Wiffle. Fellas, pleasure to have you guys here.
It's great to be here, brother. So why is Road Toast here? He plays for the Phenoms, right?
Oh.
Well, he was an important member. He was an important member, I feel. Let him stand on his own 2 feet. Yeah, come on. Let's work this out. I got this. All right, come on, man. Bring your toast. Bring what you got, buddy.
So whenever Smooch decided to abandon me, Troup joined the nursing home, and Robbie wanted to go start having babies and procreating. I had to carry.
He's worked hard on
Are you gonna let me talk or not?
Oh, come on, buddy.
I had to carry the Savvy torch onwards, and that's what I did for a couple years. And then I fell into a deep bout of depression. I went and played with my boys, and then the right people asked me to come back, and now I'm back, and I'm playing for the big trophy this year, no doubt.
That's awesome, man.
Well, y'all got that elephant out of the room faster than I thought you would, but I don't think we're doing anything here to redeem Toast's name, but it has been going on.
Every teenager goes through that rebellious phase where they have to leave the nest. They've got to go out in the world and prove their own worth. And I've got to say, David's done a good little job cultivating everything he's done. And, he's taken the name that we gave him, the legend that we built for him, and he's gone out and done the most with it. And we wish him nothing but the best going forward.
You gotta give me a second. I'm wiping tears. Yeah, give me a second.
All right, well, while you take a second to collect yourself, it has been going on 7 years, right, since Savvy's last professional appearance? 7 years, is that right?
Yeah, but to be fair, the litigation between Joe Exotic and Carole Baskin was longer than 7 years. So
this is true. I would say that compared to Joe Exotic, I would say Savvy has a much bigger fan base. I think that's obvious to everyone here. And
I know that the clothing, the paraphernalia, and the accents are similar. I feel as though we have a wider reaching arc in our general appeal to the world.
Oh, absolutely.
We're just gayer, though, honestly. True.
And that was a Wiffle chiming in with a gay singer. Nice one.
So for everyone out there, we all know the Savvy Nation, Savvy girls, whatnot. However, in that absence that y'all have had, there have been a lot of newcomers to this game who may be uninitiated to the world of Savvy, and now they can get the full history lesson here because we basically have the whole Savvy team right here. So can one of y'all just kind of sit back and give the uninitiated a little history lesson on Savvy?
Right. So basically what happened is this, and by the way, those that don't know who Savvy is, I equivocate with a middle school student who doesn't know who won the Civil War nowadays. This is your country. It's where you live. The freedoms you enjoy every day are part of the sacrifices made by all. And if you're going to enjoy the sport of wiffle, you must subsequently enjoy the universe that Savvy has created by their very presence. But that's beside the point. The basic history unfolds as follows. Many years ago, Troup and I started a team called Power Alley. We merged 2 teams together. We were having a great time with that. We were known as, guys that were real fun to play, hard competitors. Years later, we met this group of upstarts, these college boys. They were just having so much fun. They were playing with their shirts off. They were wearing jorts. Like every wiffle ball player should at least own 1 pair of jorts. But they were wearing jorts. They were having a great time. and they were hitting massive bombs and throwing some serious heat. And we kind of joked to ourselves, someday we're probably going to end up playing with those guys. And so a couple of years later, a couple of tournaments later, Troup and I's team, the team we had together, those guys went on, as David Rotos Wood said earlier, guys get older, they get married, they do stuff like that, they have kids, and they stop playing wiffle. And so as that happened, Troup and I looked at each other and we said, let's call those boys. The team was called Super Savvy All-Stars was the name of the team. And we said, let's call those boys up and let's make history. And we did. It was like Smith & Wesson getting together. It was like you knew something great was in the works. We got I believe at first it was Rob Sunshine and the good doctor, Mark. And we formed a team. And over the years, we added to and taken away minor parts of that team. We had a great coach and general manager named Coach. And,
can we take a pause there for a second? Let's talk about Coach just for...
Yes, I think the world really does need to know about Coach.
Folks, we really have tried to get Coach back involved, but he is just intent on having baby after baby. And
apparently he is quite fertile.
I mean, he just told you that. All you had to do was look at the shorts.
Yes. The boys will tell you all you need to know.
The boys will tell you everything you need to know.
He is one fertile turtle.
Rob, anything?
I was thinking about the good old days yesterday, actually, and there was a time in my life where, when I got the news that Troup Dog and Smooch had accepted the invitation to play on our team and join up together.
We made the call out to the minor leagues.
Yeah, we just we went and bought a couple of big 18s from Coors Light and just smashed them in celebration, and we were excited to have somebody that could throw us a real drop ball. When you first start, you're so eager to learn, and just that union just took over. I mean, it literally shut down the Southeast. There was probably a good 10 teams, and we just destroyed everybody.
Yeah, let me jump in right there, Rob. Let's not forget that the Sun Devils at that time were a top 5 team nationally. They were the top team in the South. And we dismantled them and sent several members of their team into permanent retirement.
I don't think we ever lost to them.
That was my major from that time period, being like man, we just beat y'all. I mean, it wasn't that we weren't trying, but we were just out there having a blast,
There is something. Robbie touched on something, and this is true, Ben. There is something very rewarding about being the team that's having fun in the game rather than the team that's been all out of shape and yelling at each other and screaming like madmen. There's something about guys that appear to just be having the time of their life that also come in and beat them. It is so rewarding, and that was kind of the moniker of Saturday for many years.
I think what teams may have forgotten since it's been a while is that even though we are a lot of fun, a lot of times we're laughing at you too, and so you get in a lot of trouble thinking it's just going to be a party at no one's expense. A lot of times it's at the team's expense that we're playing.
Yeah, Gary Lavoie once said, "Savvy will beat you, and you'll find yourself thanking them afterwards." I don't know how they do it.
I will say this though: no matter how intoxicated and how much fun I was having back then, I knew exactly what I was doing at the dish. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you take away 10 or 15 of those cold brewskis, I don't know if I would have played as well. Back then.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna see what sober Rob does.
Rob's clean now, so we're gonna find out.
You said I'm gonna fall off the wagon hard, man.
So teetering on the wagon, making your return. Why now? Why is 2020 the year that Savvy returns to the wiffle ball field?
I think it started that we kicked it around a few times, I think, but
for the last few years we've been talking about it.
Yeah, but not seriously. I don't think.
Right.
Sunshine asked last year when we played a tournament, we never could get it together. And I've been coaching travel baseball in the Southeast every summer. So my kid is a college. Will be a college baseball player. So he was a good ball player. We traveled all over playing ball. And so I had no opportunity really. That was my priority. And then so he's going off to college this year, graduated in class of 2020, and freed me up. And I gave Smooch a call. Honestly, I was just going to ask him, hey, let me just put it out there that me and you are back. And I'll get some offers. We'll get, just on that fact, people get excited, and I'll get some offers, and I'll say, well, Smooch can't play. He's not going to make it this weekend, and I'm still getting to play. But Smooch says, no, I'm 100% in. I'm in. And so then I called Robbie. I said, dang. I sent Robbie a message. I said, hey, Robbie, you need a guy's trip. Just commit to going to Boston with us, or to New England with us, or New York. You need a guy's trip. And he was like, dude, I'm ready to play ball. And I was like, are you kidding me? And we found out that the wives were, the women, we all married, and we found out that they were behind it too. Yeah. And there you go. That was it. We went to calls.
It was a situation where Troup and I, Troup has 2 sons. I've got 1. Troup was coaching their baseball teams. We were traveling to jiu-jitsu tournaments. So my son's multiple time state championship winner in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So we were traveling to tournaments, and it was kind of like once your kids exit that season, you're back to where you started again. You know that feeling you get when you get out of high school or college and you got no more sports to play. There's no one that wants to, there's nothing going on for you. Kind of what got us into wiffle ball in the first place. You play baseball all the way through high school, and then you got nothing but like church softball. So you end up playing wiffle ball. That same thing happens when your kids, Troop's kids are, your kids are 18 and 20, and mine are, my boy's 19. And so you're kind of just sitting there looking at what the heck are we going to do this weekend? And the last year for me was like that, where all of a sudden I didn't have a kid in sports anymore. My daughter had stopped sports as well. And I'm just sitting there going, what am I going to do? And I'm sitting there going, we've got this amazing thing that we once had, and how can we, in a good spirit, justify keeping it from the world for another year? It's been 7 years. My goodness, give it back to the people.
Well, the fans have waited incredibly patiently for it, and I can already hear the buzz coming from everywhere as you guys have returned, not just, like quietly, like guys coming out of the woodwork. The return's been pretty epic so far, not just with announcements, but y'all have returned with a Twitter account, an Instagram, and a podcast, which is topping the charts everywhere in the Wiffle community. All those links to check that out are down below in the description of this video.
That's sweet of y'all to say.
You like that plug?
And Ben, I'll say this. We also added a stud player, Kevin Babs, can play some ball. So he fits right into what we do. He can handle himself on a microphone, and he's entertaining. And so he's going to fit right in. And it's kind of similar to what you're doing. And you're a good ball player, good team. But what you're doing is similar to what Savvy, the way we put everything together. You start doing the social media stuff, you start doing the videos, the audio, all that kind of stuff comes together. You're creative, have a knack for it, and have some entertaining people, which we obviously do. I saw the video you put out about a month ago. I sent it to all the guys. I said, this is great, man. Savvy. So good.
Well, what can I say? We have to live up to our role models. I mean, it's only natural.
Oh, please. I'll tell you, here's what it was. I always thought that we with Savvy, both technologically as well as where Wiffle kind of was, we were a little ahead of our time. Like, the stuff we wanted to do and the content we put out, it didn't really get to people, and the things we wanted to do, we were a little ahead of our time. And Ben, you are perfectly within the time. Like, perfectly positioned right there. And when we got back into it, we started just Google searching and, podcast searching and all that. I was, there's a bunch of wiffle ball podcasts out there. And then Troup sends me some of your stuff, and I'm like, this guy gets it. He knows what this sport is. And that's the reason I told him, tonight's my wife's birthday, as a matter of fact. But I'm like, the second you get this guy, let's go on.
Well, I don't know how I can compete with your wife's birthday, so I don't know where that ranks on a compliment list, but I will take that very highly. Thank you very much.
Well, she's 45, so she's asleep right now, so...
Amy is a saint and a demon.
You know, you guys have been kind of taking a step back, so now coming back into the whole Wiffle world now in 2020, I feel like you guys, more than anyone else, definitely can look at the game from, like I said, taking a step back and just look at it objectively. And in your opinion, you can get into anklets if you want, but besides anklets, what exactly is Wiffle Ball missing right now, and what does it need, in the opinion of Savvy?
I think it needs what this world needs right now, Ben. It needs unity. And we gotta, like, everybody that loves this game, and I mean loves and bleeds this game, like a Kevin Babler or like a Ben or like a Danny Lanigan type of character.
That's Danny Lanigan's in Wiffle Ball. I've always said that.
That's right. No matter what, yeah, or you're David Rotoswood, it's got to be unity. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a yard league guy, you're a fast pitch guy. We've got to understand that this is a very unique game. It's the only game where former top athletes and the unexceptional can meet on the same playing field and battle each other. There's no other thing that offers that. You look at all these other underground sports, whether it be, you know, like a dodgeball type of thing or highlight or something like that. There is not the parity across the board and the ability for people of different sports backgrounds or even non-sports backgrounds to come together and enjoy a Saturday or Sunday of just beating the crap out of each other. Wiffle Ball provides that. And if we do not unify over that, we don't need to be playing this game. I don't care whether there's a fast in your name, whether there's a golden in your name, whether there's a Midwest in your name, or whether there's a Wiffle Ball United in your name. We have got to be united over the fact that we love this damn game.
Smooch, step back from that ledge.
Wow.
Like Animal House, and we should like walk out of the room whistling.
Are we sure that Smooch doesn't have an anklet with the moon on it?
Smooch definitely has an anklet.
I've got a tattoo with the moon, buddy.
I have a confession to make.
Make a confession.
Three Hail Marys. Anyways, I bought an anklet that says Coop with a heart on it. And I plan on wearing it whenever I play athletic sports.
That will make him so happy because he wants to be you so badly.
Oh wow, that's a mean guy thing to say, but I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Hey, listen, bro. We're just a bunch of old, crotchety men that are just hoping we get a scrap off the table of excellence you're going to offer up this year. We don't doubt that. Listen, we're going to come to tournaments. We're going to play our butts off. We're going to shake the rust off. Things are going to be slow. We're probably going to
giving them the low-hanging fruit tonight.
lose a few. But David, our love for you never fades, buddy.
So will it be a beautiful thing when David's yard team? I'm referring to you as David, by the way, for the rest of this video.
David.
when So how will it be when David's team faces off against Savvy? God hoping we have a yard league this year.
Well, let me lead off with that one.
Okay.
Oh, go right ahead.
You know, I think that game is going to be one for the ages because there's a lot of history in that game. With the people that I'm playing with, it's the same people that they played against back in the day and the same people that I played against. And everybody was on different teams. Packer was on the Razors, Pagano was on the Phenoms, and Jordan was on Bad Chemistry. And it's just like, I don't know, it's a beautiful medley that came together over the years of making, like Smooch said, the game is bigger than just whiffs. You know, you make friendships, you make lifelong friends and lifelong
Friendship brothers.
You know, I think that game is going to be monumental, and even if we are both eliminated, I think we should still both play on Sundays for the championship.
I'm breaking your other elbow. That's what I'm doing.
I mean, I'm just going to do whatever it takes to build my brand nationally and just be the superstar that I am. I mean, that's all I'm going to say.
Rob, You don't have to do much. Just bring yourself. You put Carly Rae Jepsen on and it's game over.
I got you.
Man.
Well, that's the problem. We've seen each other too much. We know each other, you know.
Right, and there's an old Chinese proverb that says the greatest thing you can do for your mentor is to surpass him. And it's like we're going to play Toast's team, and we're going to give them everything they got, and I'm going to give everything in our spirit, in our soul, to beat their team. And if they defeat us, there's no greater honor he can give. So as far as Savvy goes, there's no way to lose that game.
Well, I'll say this about Toast. You know, he came up as a young guy, and a lot of what Savvy did for the game 10, 15 years ago, even going back when it was Power Alley with Smooch and Troup, is it got the kids involved. Like a lot of these teams, they come in and they just bulldoze and take the will of the whiffs, you know, away from them. And our brand of ball kind of leads to, hey, yeah, you just got your butt kicked, but come back, you know, next month and let's do it again. And hey, do this, or hey, I'm gonna show you how to, you know, hold the drop ball, or hey, you know, hey, like me and Toast had a lot of conversations about, you know, hitting philosophies over many beverages, you know, in the evening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in my mind, I'm like, hey, you know, maybe Toast, you know, because Toast is a great hitter. You know, maybe he learned something.
Oh, yeah, yes.
You know, and hopefully some other kids can come out and, you know, yeah, they'll probably get their butts spanked. Don't get embarrassed if they do. But if you can beat this crew, man, history has shown you are an elite whiffler.
I do want to say one thing, and I don't know if you're going to bring it up or not, Ben, but I know that Riker Holloway was not very pleased with the last Savage show and being called overrated.
Oh, no!
He has a big bounty out for Savvy this year, so you better watch out for that guy.
I think he actually, I had a text from his boss, who I'm actually well acquainted with. He's actually kind of my mentor as well. There was a
fantastic.
Very fantastic. Also fantastic was the picture of the break room wall through which Riker threw a chair when he was listening to the podcast. So, least to say, it was quite motivating.
Listen, I'm happy that Riker's elevating his little game or whatever, but what honor is there in beating a bunch of senior citizens? I mean, like we're just coming out to have some fun and to teach the youngsters, and if Riker wants to go all Riker on us, that's fine. And you know what? You may beat us, but that's kind of like beating up your granddad at the family reunion. I mean, but if you lose to Granddad, if Granddad throws up a triangle choke and whoops your ass, oh my God.
Well, y'all do have two spry young gentlemen with Babs and Sunshine. Do you care to talk about them for a second?
Sure, go for it.
Well, Babs is like 44, 45 as well, so.
Right, spry young chap, right?
Yeah, but let me ease Riker and everybody else's mind on that top 10 list. You know, we really wanted to name some of the best whifflers in the game. And
if you're not one of the best 15 or 20 players in the country, you're not going to make that list. That was fun.
That was just for fun and just for conversation's sake and just to kind of jab some people a little bit and stir the pot. But trust me, if you're on that list, it is flattery. If you're on that top 10 list we gave out, you should be flattered, I promise.
If we even know who you are.
Flattered.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I honestly thought he might have been one of my kids. I don't know. I just thought. I don't know.
If anybody's your kid, Rob, it's Bentley. I can guarantee you that. That kid has hair like a fire dragon, man.
Well, I wish my hair was still red. It's falling and it's white. So you know.
So let me touch on the other two players.
All right.
Here tonight, talking about Kevin Babs. He's an amazing player, funny guy.
So
he
good.
fits perfectly with us. He's on the show, Savvy Show, or I call it the Savvy Show. It's Teaspoon of Savvy, and but he's probably gonna be our best player this year if you want to know the truth. Hitting wise and pitching wise, he's the comparison. I mean, he's tough to beat. And then you got Sunshine, and he's just such a wonderful. He's just a beautiful athlete. I mean, he come out and we practiced yesterday. He hadn't hit a wiffle ball forever. He's a golfer, and his swing was so clean and so.
Yeah,
I mean, everything was just athletic. And whenever he plays, he's going to be one of the best too, man. He can throw the ball. We had trouble making him slow it down. He was throwing it too hard yesterday. He's going to play in some fall tournaments. We plan to have maybe a late season tournament, maybe a late year tournament, maybe even December and early spring. So Sunshine's going to be a part of all of that and play whenever he can during the season. If his golfer isn't on the course that week, he'll play with us. So Babbler and Sunshine, just wonderful guys, and man, they can play some ball.
Absolutely.
Well, super exciting to hear. It really takes the phrase "getting the band back together" to a whole nother level.
There you go.
And besides the roster changes, it's also been announced that you guys will be taking the field of Golden Stick's medium pitch league, the Yard League. So if you want to touch on that for a second, and then I'm also going to throw in another burning question that a lot of people have been wondering is, can or if we can expect Savvy to venture onto a fast pitch event in the near future?
You know, there's certain things that we do because we want to, and there's certain things we do because we feel like we need to as the chief ambassadors for this sport. And I feel like there's the camaraderie, the finesse, the science of this game is contained much more in Yard League than it is in straight up fast pitch tournaments. As they grow and evolve, this medium pitch style embraces that after your Thanksgiving meal type of going out in the backyard and playing some whiffs. And that's what's appealing to us. And we're not degrading fast pitch. We played our whole career in fast pitch, but there's something about that style of play where anybody that can time a ball can hit a ball that makes it so appealing. That's where we chose to play this year. And as I can't speak for my boys, but as it pertains to fast pitch, you know, at the end of the year, wherever we're needed to make this game better, that's where we're going to be.
So I agree with Smooch, and we haven't even talked about it a lot because some of these, you know, the announcement of wiff just came out this week, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow night on the Savvy Show on the T-Spinner Savvy. But you know, I think our game going forward is definitely with yard ball. That doesn't mean that we won't show up to the big fast pitch tournaments, and if nothing else, we'll be there. We may play, or we may just do media. We may do, you know, me and Smooch and the crew may just have a microphone and a camera, or you know, but I wouldn't count us out to get them in the batter's box and play it either. So we're going to be wherever the game is. We're going to be there.
I like the DH that they're discussing for that wiff. That's very enticing.
That bodes well for the defensively challenged.
For the Wiffle, would love to just get in there and mash. But you know, we'll see.
But if y'all don't play in that tournament, I can personally guarantee you a spot in some way playing a role in that tournament. That's coming from me.
Oh, thank you, Coach Tubbs.
Love it. Cool, man.
Those people.
Cool. I got some pull in there, man.
Ambassador.
But hey, we definitely want you there. I mean, we've discussed it too. Like, even if you're not gonna play, at least if y'all can get there, please get there because the game needs you.
Well, the thing is if you know, like if Johnny's there and Babs is there, I really can't throw fast pitch anymore. Not effectively. I mean, I could throw, but I would throw one game and probably get my eyes beat out.
Well, listen, we played Ben's team last year, and Babs pitched for them, and he shut us out for a good bit. So you got a competitor in him, you got a competitor in Johnny. So
right, and like we said, you know, those things are down the road, and we're going to support wiffle ball, and that's really the community that we're a part of. It's Yard League, fast pitch, it's all the same community a lot of times, and we want to be a part of that going forward.
Right, Troup said it perfectly. And whatever we can do to help push this game forward, we're going to do. And if it means showing up and hanging out and saying hey to people, or whether it means showing up and kicking ass and collecting hardware, we'll do that too.
Well, that really does go back to the whole thing you mentioned earlier about the game needing some unity right now. And if any team would do it, I think Savvy is definitely the team to help bring everyone back together again. I do have, we are about getting near to an hour into this, but I do have one burning question. I pulled a couple vintage Savvy quotes, and I just wanted to run them by, each individual. And the first one is, quote, "I can't hit, I can't do defense, but I'm here."
Can't hit anything, I can't do defense, but I'm here.
Robbie, can you just run me through that real quick?
That was the 2011 national championship, and things just weren't going right. And when the camera's in front of your face, you gotta be honest. I mean, there's other quotes where, it's tough.
Very bad, Rob. Very bad. That was when you lost your keys, too.
Yeah, I couldn't find my keys.
Bad day for Rob.
I was just lost that day.
I hit like 8 bombs that day, and he was really mad.
He's like, he must have said 100 keys. Yeah, that was a rough turn. Sometimes that happens sometimes in tournaments, but
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think anybody expressed the feelings quite as well as you did right there. So thank you for that.
I mean, I think everybody's been there, especially in a national tournament where it's just, you're just seeing filth after filth after filth. And it's just like, God almighty, this game's not fair.
Well, here I got one more quote, and this is kind of addressed to everybody, and also kind of a call out too. It is how Coach described himself as, quote, "a giant ball of awesomeness." And if Coach is listening to this right now, I just want to know, straight from the heart, what do you guys have to say to him?
First of all, Coach is definitely listening to this right now. And Coach is never more than 3.5 inches away from our heart at all times. Everything about him is what this game is about. He's had his ups, he's had his downs. He knows nothing about wiffle ball, and that's what made him the best coach in the history of competitive plastic perforated pitching.
Yeah. Old Coach. Yeah, like I said, we try to get him back involved, and maybe we'll sometime. But he really had a knack for saying some amazing things, and that's what his value was. He said he had some one-liners that kept us laughing, and he was the best wiffle ball coach in America. I do know that.
Everybody on our team has punched him at one time or another. Do you realize that?
I did not realize that. Good to know.
Yeah. Well, the 1 year, where were we at, Robbie, when he got into bed, or was it Troup? When he tried to get into bed. He tried to get into bed with that. So he wore a athletic supporter and plastic cup under his shorts, and he tried to get into bed. Where were we playing then? I just started swinging at him.
That was in Cedar Park.
Yeah, and we just went and got our own room for that.
That's when you know it's a good tournament. Whenever Troup and Smooch vacate the one room that we've tried to save money on, they always bail on us.
Because you guys think it's a fraternity house.
That was so good.
He's the only coach in professional sports that thinks it's a good idea before a 7-hour cross-country flight. Let's stay up all night, get smashed, drink on the plane, drink on the other flight, get lost in the airports. It's just.
Yeah, that's gonna be an adventure in Savvy, and a near episode is just the hijinks that Coach got us into in traveling to the tournaments alone. Some of the wiffle ball tournaments, it's amazing we even showed up for them.
It's really an unorthodox coaching method that he instills in terms of not being able to manage players and having no ability whatsoever and staying drunk
and knowing nothing about the game.
His gallon cooler skills are bar none.
Oh my God, he did more for us just staying in the other team's head. I mean, it's been a decade later, and he's still in people's heads.
Absolutely. Everybody, people are having nightmares of Coach as we speak.
Best coach in the history of Wiffle. When it's all said and done, none of us will be in the Hall of Fame. Coach will be.
Coach will be. You know what's funny, and this is, I don't want to give away the ending to Adventures in Savvy, but we were playing the Las Vegas Whifflers, and what was their ace name? Steve? Was it Steve? Yeah. He went. So Johnny had just walked, and I was next up. We were down. It was tied up. We were in extra innings, bottom of the inning, and it's coming up to me. And Coach leans over to me, and he goes, "Hey, no matter how hard he throws, you just swing and you hit the ball." And then he sat back down in his chair, and I went up there and I hit a walk-off, and we all got up and we celebrated, and it was great, and we were all together. And I'm hugging Coach. He kissed me on the cheek, and he said, "Thanks for listening to me."
Wow.
Dynasty.
Well,
That's beautiful.
that was truly beautiful. Definitely Hall of Fame deserving. And for everyone listening, I don't know how long we're into this right now, but if you want more, well, they got about 3 more podcasts to catch up to by the time this comes out. So,
Yeah.
please be sure to check out Savvy on Instagram, on Twitter, on their new podcast, Teaspoon of Savvy. Like I said at the beginning of this, all those links are down below at the bottom of this video. And as a team that has prided itself on bringing fun to wiffle ball, incredible competition, and just overall bringing everybody in the wiffle world together just to enjoy the pure energy that is Savvy, what is a message that you would like to impart to wiffle fans about just joining the game and taking it to the next level and just getting out there to play?
Number one, enjoy this podcast that we're currently on. Enjoy it for everything that it is, because Ben truly gets it about what makes the sport. Number two, you know what? If you don't love the game, if you love winning more than you love the game, you're in the wrong game. Get out there, give it everything you got. Leave it all on the field. If you finish first, second, third, who cares? Let's grab a beer afterwards. And you know what? Above all thing else, keep it savvy, keep it even keel, and let's have a good time. Troup.
That's right. We used to have a little thing. I know we're wrapping this up, but if you did all those things, we had T-shirts. We would hand out T-shirts to players on other teams. We did something that we thought was savvy. So that kind of let people know what we were about, and I think that kind of people caught on to that. Do something amazing, have a lot of fun, do it, and celebrate together. And we'll all celebrate together before and after the game.
Beautiful.
Am I allowed to speak on this?
Yes, go for it. Go for it, Toast.
I'm just happy that the guys are back, whether I'm a part of it or not. Like I said,
You are a part of it, Toast.
like a second family. If we're out of it, I'm definitely rooting for them, and I hope if they're out of it, they're rooting for me. I know they will. Definitely saw a couple comments last year while I was playing the national championship, and that made me happier. I mean, the kid lost, but seeing Troup and all the guys in there supporting the kid, that meant more to me than taking the trophy home. So it's like they said, winning's good, but it's not everything. But yeah, I think that Savvy is going to rejuvenate the sport. It's going to make it better than it ever has been, and it's already on the way there.
And I would also like to say, tail end that, because he's too darn humble, Rotos is the single greatest player in wiffle ball right now, and that's not even debatable. He's the best. When you talk about at the plate and on the hill, it's not even debatable who the best player is. And so, unless he's playing savvy, he's a favorite to win, no matter where he is. And we appreciate that about him, and we have his back on everything. And you know what? He's going to go out there, and whether it's fast pitch or medium pitch, he's going to get his championship this year.
Love that. Erection achieved. Sorry again.
Was that a grunt from Robbie?
That was.
Okay.
That was a problem during our team days.
Yeah, there was a point where I would go nonverbal and just eat just a grunt. But I mean, honestly, basically, guys, you know, if the top 10 list got under your skin, it was meant to. We're just playing with you. You know what I'm saying?
It's just wiffle ball.
Second of all, you know, we do have plans to maybe get a Savvy tournament together. And if we can figure that out, you know, in the future, we're going to do that. But I'd love to take on anyone in the game. I love seeing the best that the game's got, especially the young guys and the veterans. Love just being around everybody. So, like Smooch was saying earlier, come out, give us your best shot. If you beat us, great. If you don't, you lost to a bunch of old has-beens. How about this? You'll be on other top 10 lists.
Well, on that note, from the 5th most overrated wiffle ball player currently, thank you guys so much for taking the time to do this call. It's been an absolute pleasure being able to chat with you guys. And
Ben, you're a legend, man. We love you so much. Thanks for having us on, bro.
Thank
He's
you.
immediately off the list. All right, he's off the list.
What list am I going on now?
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
We got to replace him on number 5. I'm gonna put Pat Leahy there just because I like Pat Leahy.
Oh, and on that note, gonna wrap up the video here, guys. Again, all the links to learn everything you need to about Savvy are down below, so please be sure to check them out. And thank you for listening / watching, I guess, to this whole thing. You guys have a great rest of your day. Get out there and play some wiffle ball, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Goodbye.